You know, sometimes I can't help but think how spoiled we are by modern cars, right? When you look at a classic car or an old muscle car, you think, man, that's a cool high performance machine. And sometimes you get behind the wheel and it's kind of a letdown. They don't stop that great. Tire technology is nowhere near what it is today. They don't have the power that some of today's modern engines do. And never mind the fact that it might be leaking in your driveway and, you know, sloppy steering and worn out stuff. So here at the V8 Speed and Resto Shop, we love to inject modern performance and reliability into cars that still look like they did, you know, when they were new, say back in the 60s. Today's example is a 1968 Oldsmobile 442. And the owner bought this car and it looked pretty nice. It was painted saffron yellow. It had an Olds 400 under the hood that had been at some point rebuilt. The chassis was pretty nice as far as the condition. It had plus size sway bar in the front. It was sporting a fuel injection unit and a 5-speed manual transmission. But overall, it looked and presented well, except it didn't perform like a modern car. So we kicked around some ideas of upgrading the original componentry, but landed on doing a complete new chassis with a different engine and transmission and adding some of those creature comforts with the end goal of having a car that still looked like a 68 442, but drove much, much better. Upon disassembly of the car, we did notice that it had some rust at the base of the dashboard, a little bit of rust in the trunk, and the other modification we knew we needed to make was to modify the floor. We were going to install a TREMEC 5-speed manual transmission, which is much bigger. In order to sit down on the chassis, we had to modify the transmission tunnel to accommodate the bigger transmission. So we put the body in our fabrication shop and worked on addressing the rusty dashboard. Now, there are many, many reproduction pieces available for these cars, but we could not find a brand new reproduction dash panel that was ready to install. Also, we couldn't find a clean one to cut out of a different car, an existing GM car, and swap it in. So the choice was made to once again use a Chevelle reproduction dash panel and modify it a little bit so that it fit with the Oldsmobile body. And this involved cutting out the original one, drilling the spot welds, peeling it out, addressing the rust, and then making a few strips of steel to connect the dots between the areas that were a little bit different on the Oldsmobile. When we got finished, we had a repair that is basically invisible. It uses the original Oldsmobile dash vents and all that stuff, so that came out really nice. The transmission tunnel we created in the shop, in our fab shop, and you know, had to measure that whole thing out and taper it properly so that it all fit right. And then we were able to weld that in without really disturbing the rest of the floor. At this point, we did have the discussion of, hey, should we just go all the way and paint this whole car? But the owner wanted to really drive this car, wanted to really use it, and didn't really want to worry about chipping up a brand new paint job. So we said, hey, the yellow looks decent. We can go ahead and reassemble this whole thing with the new goodies, and you'll be able to drive it guilt-free. So that's the direction we went. So the Roadster Shop chassis provides a number of upgrades. First, it's a little more rigid than the original stamped GM chassis was, because the whole thing is made with tubular steel members. Also, the front suspension geometry is light years ahead of what Oldsmobile did back in 1968. Of course, it has much bigger brakes. It has a rack and pinion steering unit. The coilover spring and shock combination is adjustable and much more compliant than the original. Plus you have tubular control arms in the front and in the rear, again with adjustability and much better sway bars. So the goal is to have something that corners flat but remains comfortable and compliant, but handles a lot more power. Speaking of power, we elected to go with a 530 horsepower LS3 V8. This is a brand new engine that came from Blueprint. It's got a warranty attached to it, which is really nice. Now the original Olds 400 was painted in a copper color from the factory, so we ran this blueprint LS3 through our paint shop and matched that copper color as best we could. Now clearly this isn't disguised as an Oldsmobile engine, but at least when you open the hood you get some of that flavor of the original Oldsmobile engine. And it's coupled to a TREMEC 5-speed manual transmission utilizing a very nice clutch and hydraulic throw-out bearing assembly for modern driveline. And the shifter is going to come out in the stock location as it did on the original 4-speed. So inside the car, you won't be able to tell anything happened under the hood. The engine is being controlled by a Holley Terminator X fuel injection system, which has an ECM and a harness. And we added a fuel system from Rick's tanks with a stainless tank and everything needed to feed the LS3. We always recommend in-tank fuel pumps on these kind of swaps, just because that fuel keeps the pump cool, which keeps it alive. And we also installed a Vintage Air AC system to keep the occupants cool. And on the front, we used a Holley mid-mount accessory drive system, which also holds the compressor. Another great upgrade we like to do on these types of cars that are really going to get driven is a hydraulic brake booster. And this uses the steering pump to generate hydraulic pressure, which clamps the calipers much harder than a vacuum booster does, in my opinion, a much more linear and controllable fashion. We left the interior pretty much stock except for adding a Dakota digital dash. This added gauges that still have analog needles and look the part, but have a display window so we can see a multifunction display. We can monitor oil pressure, we can monitor temperature, we can monitor fuel level, anything we need to know about the LS3 engine while we go down the road. Now, being an Oldsmobile, we wanted to keep some of that upscale character to the sound of the car. So we started at the engine with Hooker cast iron exhaust manifolds. We like these because they flow very well, but they also tuck real tight to the body and allow for packaging to fit nice. But from there back, we used stainless tubing and MagnaFlow mufflers and snaked everything around that chassis and exited with a set of original style Trumpet exhaust tips. So again, at a glance, you wouldn't know this car had anything special underneath. So at the end of the build, we measured the chassis for wheel and tire clearance and ordered a set of Foose design chrome-plated wheels. These are 18-inch and wrapped them in Nitto tires. And this way, we still have something that looks kind of reminiscent of that Oldsmobile 442 Superstock 2 wheel, but of course, they clear the big brakes and they have a much better tire. Driving this car was where the real payoff was. It is so nice to drive. Being a modern engine, it starts right away. You don't have to mess around with a carburetor or a choke or any of that stuff. It's got a nice rumble at idle, but as soon as you put it in gear and go down the road, it gets nice and quiet inside so you can have a conversation, befitting of a luxury Oldsmobile. It makes great power, that 530 horsepower on tap. And you put the thing in 5th gear and go down the highway, and the RPMs are nice and low, and you could drive this thing anywhere, It handles really well. The sway bars and the stiffness of the chassis and the spring rate and shock valving are all just about perfect for the car. You can move the steering wheel back and forth, and it remains in complete control. You let go of the wheel, it'll go straight for miles and miles and miles. So it kind of feels like a modern car, and that was the goal. So we were very happy with the way this one came out. And the proof is that the owner took this car on a bunch of trips, like the Hot Rod Power Tour, and drove thousands of miles, enjoying the trip the whole way. So it really says a lot about the right parts choices and installation, and how these type of things can give a classic car a whole new life and a whole new dimension of fun by making the right choices. If you have the urge to drive a vintage classic or a muscle car and really use it every day and enjoy the air conditioning and comfortable cruising and better fuel economy and cross-country range, of modern technology, let us know, because we build these cars all the time and we can apply this philosophy and these parts and this technology to just about anything, which can really add an entirely new life to a vintage car and make it far more enjoyable than having to futz with a carburetor and things that don't handle well. Of course, there is a place for those too, and I like those cars as well. And that's why we kind of speak both languages here at V8 Speed Resto. You can reach us at v8speedshop.com, and we're more than happy to chat about your vision for your dream car.